After the break, it's the Highlight Zone just today, named Best Sportscast by the Indiana Broadcasters Association. Glenn and Andy are up next after the break.
You can't see us!
But I can see you!
Luers takes the field against Concordia too!
Next on the Highlight Zone!
You're watching the News Channel 15 Highlight Zone with Glenn Marini. Sports coverage you can count on with the Highlight Zone starts now.
You can hear a pin drop. I'm not even gonna lie.
Since we won it last year, we're trying to do the same thing this year. We feel like we could do it again.
Everybody got the championship mindset right now. Everybody got the mindset that we're chasing 12.
These opportunities aren't promised to you.
It's not often you get to host a defending championship.
The last 3 years, and I think it's a big deal, you know.
We're ready for this one.
Plus the Luers, period.
After handing out candy earlier this week for Halloween, tonight it's all about handing out the hardware. 7 sectional title games involving local teams. We got them all for you, including 3 SAC versus SAC matchups. And we start in 3A, and we start at Luers Field. Andy McDonald joins us with your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Andy.
Hey, thanks, Glenn. Bishop Luers is on a high-speed chase for state title number 12. There is no mystery when it comes to the history of these two programs. Concordia won the 3A state championship last season. Luers already has 11 state titles in their trophy case, and they're chasing 12 this year. Concordia at Bishop Luers. That's your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. These two teams met in week 4 with Concordia winning 28-7, but tonight was a new night. Ty Hambright led the charge for the Knights. He powers in for the score 7-0, and he wants to just keep feeding him. Late in the first half, these Cadets are the reigning champs for a reason. Preston curling grand for Concordia. That ties it up at 7-up. 17 seconds left in the first half. Norman Kanapke to Justin Gaston in the corner of the end zone for the score. The Knights take the lead 13-7 at the break. But a full moon is over Luers Field. Opening drive of the half. Here comes more Hambright around the edge to lose the tackler and right into your living room. No cameraman was harmed in the making of these highlights. The senior wants to carry this Luers tradition. He punches it in a few plays later, 20-7. Due to injuries, though, Concordia is on their third-string quarterback, the freshman Brandon Davis, making plays at the varsity level. Scrambles around and then throws it back over the middle. It's tipped and right into the waiting arms of Marcus Morrow. It's 20-14 into the fourth quarter we go when Davis trying to make some more magic himself. He scrambles around to the right, lobs it up, but Luers Gaston is there for the pick. That will seal it. Hambright gets a big hug from Dad. Luers raises the sectional trophy at long last as they win 20-14.
It means a lot coming out here our senior year, coming out here and doing something we wanted to do our whole life. Man, we've been led by some seniors previous years. They had nice skill, but they led us up to where we at today.
Especially when Ty gets fired up, you see these guys rally around that. He is the heart and soul of this team, and he knows that in crunch time that ball is going to be in his hands.
What's it like having him there watching you and almost enjoying it more than you?
Embarrassing. No, my dad is crazy. I love having my dad at the games. He's one of the reasons why I play football today and why I love it so much.
Embarrassing, that's what dads do. Mishawaka Marion, they actually beat Jimtown 21-7 tonight, meaning Luers will host them next week. Concordia finishes 7-5 on the year. Glenn, back to you.
Redemption from the regular season for Luers. Hey, that was 3A. How about in 4A, another SAC versus SAC showdown? Wayne and Dwenger at Bishop Darcy Stadium. These two met in week 1. Saints won it by 15 early in the first. That's Dalen Hart with the touchdown, and Wayne, hey, out to a 7-zip lead. Dwenger's Patrick O'Keefe hands it to Chip Clark, who had that big touchdown against New Haven last week. Chip is in. We're knotted at 7. Now 14-7 Saints. O'Keefe to the air, and it's Griffin Eifert. I wonder if there's any athleticism or football talent in that family. 21-7, Dwenger out in front. But Wayne goes to the big guy, Craig Young. One of the top juniors in the state gets in to cut it to 21-14. Third quarter now. O'Keefe hands it to T.J. McGarry, and he is in. The Saints doubling up. Wayne 28-14. Later in the fourth, it's Patrick O'Keefe handed it to who else but Chip Clark. C squared in for a Saints TD. 35-14 as Dwenger goes on to win this one 41-20. The Saints are sectional champs.
It's awesome. It means so much to these seniors that put in the work all off season. We've been out here since August putting in work, trying to get to this point and put a 17 on the banner at Dwenger.
As a senior, this feels great. I mean, this is 1 of 4, hopefully. We want to go to state as the optimum goal. This is just a logistical goal right here.
So who will Dwenger get next week at regionals? How about undefeated Angola with another road trip this week? The 5th-ranked Hornets at number 12, Culver, third quarter. Culver up 17-14, but this is Chase Schnepf with his 3rd touchdown of the game as Angola takes a 21-17 lead. Hang on to your hats, folks. 4th quarter, Culver back in the lead after a touchdown, but Eric Cockcroft kicks a 39-yard field goal to tie it at 24. Now, Culver would march the ball down the field. Final seconds of regulation. They can win it with a field goal, but special teams coming up huge for Angola. Angola blocks it to force overtime, tied at 24. Culver gets the ball first in OT. They score here, but, and this is a huge but, they miss the PAT. So Angola can win with a touchdown and a PAT. Schnepf again into the end zone. That ties it at 30. Here's the PAT. Cockcroft. And you gotta be kidding me. Angola, what a game this was, wins it at Culver as the Hornets win 31-30 in overtime. They're sectional champs.
It's amazing. I know I'm proud of all my teammates for working their butts off and proud of everybody. And our coaches are unbelievable and they're awesome and I wouldn't want any other coaches.
So they tried to ice you. What are you thinking about in the huddle?
I'm thinking it's a 20-yard field goal. The ice is not very effective.
I mean, what do you say? I mean, our kids are unbelievable. Just made plays, got down, just wouldn't quit. I mean, it's, again, I said it last week, it doesn't surprise me. Our kids are unbelievable. I couldn't be more proud of them.
Love the confidence from the kicker. Hey, Dwenger is at Angola for the 4A regional title next week. That should be a ball game. Hey, no 5A teams from the area alive, so we skip all the way up to 6A. Carroll at Snyder. Panthers beat the Chargers by 62 in week 2. First quarter, they picked up where they left off the last time they faced the Chargers. David Knockerson from Michael Hoppert. This is a 69-yard strike, and Snyder just like that, up 7-0, and they were tooting their own horns at Spooler Stadium because it was a pretty good combination, so they try it again. Hoppert, Knockerson. This one goes just 65 yards. And we're still in the first quarter, but it's Snyder up 14-0. Knockerson, 6 receptions, 164 yards, and 2 TDs. Now, second quarter, they go to the ground. It's Hoppert on the keeper, and the senior QB who threw for 206 yards in the air gets one on the ground. It's 21-0 Snyder, and you know what? That's more than enough for this Snyder defense. They take over from there. Justin Kopke coming in with the sack, and then on the very next snap, who else but the big guy, Lawrence Johnson, the future Boilermaker, with the sack right there. Snyder led 31-0 at the half. The Panthers go on to win another sectional title, 52-14.
It feels good. We did it for the guys next to us. We practiced all week, having that mentality. We gotta practice for another week. We gotta go game for game.
It's very special. You know, we are a team that came together right after a bitter loss last year. And we had in our minds that we're going to try our best every game, and that's what we did tonight.
Well, it's a goal that our senior class had at the beginning of the year, and, you know, they get to hold a championship trophy after tonight, and that's always sweet.
Snyder, the sectional champs, move on to host Carmel next Friday night at regionals. 6A Sectional 2, Warsaw trying to knock off a really good Penn team. The Kingsmen 9-1 are ranked 4th in the state. First quarter, well, Penn driving and Penn scoring. Ryan Lynch to George Olson makes it 6-0 Penn. Next possession for Penn, it's Ryan Whiteman, and he goes up the gut for 65 yards and a touchdown as Penn beats Warsaw 40-0. Warsaw season ends with a 6-5 overall record. Well, that does it for the area's biggest schools, but coming up, we've got plenty more playoff football to get to. In 2A, Woodland comes in as the favorite to win the state championship, but with Central Noble send the Warriors packing. We got highlights from out in Woodburn. In 1A, the Jets of Adams Central looking to slow down the air attack of Southwood. And in Ohio, first round of playoffs, the Hicksville Aces dealt a big game. We're going to jump the border. We got highlights of all 3 of those matchups coming up next in sports.
You want more of the sectional highlights?
Stay tuned for the award-winning Highlight Zone. Thanksgiving's approaching.
It's playoffs and we're still going.
We were back for more Highlight Zone.
Well, coming into the playoffs, John Harrell's Indiana football website gave Woodland the best chance of any team in 2A to win a 2A state title. While they were the statistical favorite, the Warriors certainly looking the part. In their first 2 sectional games, Woodland outscoring their opponents 100-8. Yeah, Warriors, a bit of a tougher task tonight, facing a Central Noble team that won a share of the NECC Small Division title. Second quarter is where we pick it up, and we pick it up with Justin Durkis to Amarion Hicks. It's been a pretty good combination for the last few years. It's a 15-7 Woodland lead. Central Noble would not go quietly into that good night, though. Third quarter, Nick Allwine to Trey Phillips. Great catch right there. He stumbles into the end zone. It's a 22-19 Woodland lead, so Central Noble down by just 3. But Durkis, the senior QB, would have himself a night. He looks, he finds Alon Howard. Howard had 100 yards receiving in this game. There's a touchdown for Woodland. It's 35-19. And then Durkis. You're going to see the senior QB find Aaron Hahn. And Hahn has been a nice addition to this football program. He's in as Woodland wins a sectional title, beating Central Noble 44-19.
It means a lot, especially from last year when we got upset early. 2 years ago, we made it all the way down to semi-state, so we're just trying to take it one step farther every game, taking it one by one, and this is a huge win for us. We knew they were a tough team to beat, and they've had a run. I mean, this is one of their best seasons all in the past couple of years, so they've had a run. They deserve to be here, and it was a fun game overall.
Woodland will play at North Newton in regionals next week. 1A sectional 43, it's a good one. 12th ranked Southwood at number 9 Adams Central. Two very different types of offenses. The air raid of Southwood, the ground and pound of AC. First quarter action, it's that ground and pound. Drew Schultz, the senior, from 9 yards out to give AC a 6-zip lead. But Carson Blair and Peyton Trexler, what a combination they have been over the years. 43 yards on this connection. That's Blair's 52nd touchdown pass of the season, 7-6 Southwood. AC, hey, we said it all season long. If it's a Logan Macklin, they ain't tackling. Macklin breaks one off, 78 yards to the house, but Southwood in the lead, 21-12, and that Southwood offense was humming tonight. Gabe Lloyd. Well, they tell me he's only a sophomore and has a big upside. This video leads you to believe that. 68 yards on the touchdown here as Southwood beats Adams Central 50-27. The Knights are your sectional champs.
You know, we weren't satisfied with last year's inning. You know, we knew we had a better team, but you know, we just didn't come out here. But you know, we wanted to come out here tonight and you know, not only show Adams Central Jets what we're made of, but you know, what the whole state what we're made of, and now we're coming.
These guys. Oh, it feels great. You know, last year I didn't have the best game. The whole team didn't play very well, but to come back here and do it, that's even more. That's that more special. We just came and worked hard all week, and I'm glad we got it done.
Southwood gets Monroe Central next week in regionals. Well, just across the border in Ohio, first round of the playoffs, we're talking Division 6, and that means 8-2 Hicksville hosting a pretty good 9-1 Gibsonburg team. We picked this one up in the first quarter. That's Peyton Tunis with the touchdown run, and Hicksville stakes themselves to a 7-zip lead. Second quarter, more from the aces, Jacob Greer. Greer sneaks it in for the touchdown, and Hicksville out to a 14-zip lead. Later in the second, they were just taking care of business on the ground. Tunis, a little deja vu. He gets in for his second TD of the game as Hicksville is moving on. The Aces, ooh, they win it 28-0. We got your play of the week. We got comments, and some hoops action as well next in the zone.
We are serving popcorn at the Comets game.
Go grab yours and stay tuned for the Highlight Zone. Woo!
The Highlight Zone is for the strong, not for the weak. It's sectional championship night. Here's your play of the week.
Oh, there were so many great plays, but only one could be your Highlight Zone play of the week, and only one won a game by 1 point in overtime. We got to go back out to Culver. Angola getting business done. Chase Schnepf with the touchdown to tie it at 30, and the PAT from Eric Cockcroft is through the uprights as Angola celebrates a 31-30 win in overtime to win the Hornets' first sectional since 1992. We're talking first sectional championship for the Hornets in 25 years. Keeps their unbeaten streak alive, 12-0, as they'll face host Dwenger, next week in a great 4A regional contest. Congratulations to the Hornets. Hey, on the ice, Comets' first three-game weekend of the season. It starts with the Adirondack Thunder at the Coliseum. First period, K's get this big weekend off to a good start. Zach LaRaza to El Capitan. J.B. Shaftsma, he gets the goal right there. It's 1-0 at that point. But you're going to see Garrett Bardis here in goal. The initial save, the rebound goes in from Brian Ward, and the Thunder go on to win 4-2 over the Comets. The K's will host Quad City tomorrow, then travel to Kalamazoo for their first road game of the season on Sunday. Big-time matchup in small college basketball. Cornerstone ranked #1 in NAIA Division II, St. Francis third. That was Bryce Lenup. He had 13. That would lead St. Francis, who was up early. Then it's Lenup doing it with defense. You saw the block. How about Derek Heinen getting into the lane of the former Columbia City High School standout with the floater there. St. Francis up 1. You're going to see Stephen Turner kick it to Hunter Hollowell, the former Huntington North sharpshooter, nails it, but it's not enough as Cornerstone edges St. Francis 66-63. Also at the Northern Lakes Insurance Tournament, Indiana Tech facing Union College. This is all at the Hutzel Center. Pick it up in the first half. It's Tech's Darren Groves down low, and the big guy had himself a game. 27 points for Groves. He kicks it here to Joel Winkowski for 3. More from Tech. It's Nick Williams knifing his way into the end zone. Then you're going to see Scott Schwederman come up with the and one as Tech beats Union by a final of 89-75. Let's move on now to women's hoops. St. Francis hosting Aquinas. The Cougars ranked 21st in the country, and here's why. Kara Gurka down low. She had a game, 26 points and 10 rebounds for her. St. Francis out to a 4-zip lead. Josie Murphy, a little pilfer, a little pair, and the foul as well. 17-0, the Cougars up out of the gate. A little bit later, more from the Cougars. Savannah Buck, the Homestead grad, to Emma Applegate for 3. And St. Francis ladies take care of business by 10. Your final in this one, 73-63. Girls hoop season tipping off this weekend. 5-time state champ Canterbury hosting Wayne. We picked this one up in the first. It's Grace Sullivan driving with the and one right there as Canterbury takes an early lead. Wayne countering. Jasmine Mims banking after hours. She drills the bucket right there. That was 3 for Wayne. And then Maya Jackson working the paint for the lay-in. The Generals looking good, but the Cavs had things going a little bit later. Elena Rongos with the short jumper there for those Lady Cavs as Canterbury takes care of business 54-21 over Wayne. Well, last year, Whitko spent a good chunk of the season atop the 2A state poll. Different year, different team, different coach. Wildcats at Northside, it's Samaya Chambers with the bucket to knot it early. Later, it's Whitko's Anna Owsley with the 3. And Whitko with an early lead. Chanel Tyra with the bucket here. And you're going to see Northside come out with the victory over Whitko, 46-42. Our last stop tonight, Heritage at Leo. Lions coming off 10 straight seasons of double-digit wins. First quarter, it's Sophia Pierce. Pierce stopping, popping. Pierce had herself a game. She had 19 as Leo up by 4 in the first quarter. Heritage going the other way. Katie Graham finds Bree Dawson in the corner for the jumper. And it is Leo taking care of business against Heritage. 50-21 Lions win. Of course, we're going to be back here on the Highlight Zone next Friday night for regionals. But for now, I'm Glenn. We'll see you then.